The Fake Rich. Part 1. The Illusion. The woman ahead of you at Starbucks orders a $9 drink, pays with a card she taps 3 times before it goes through. The guy next to you at the gym wears a $400 tracksuit but drives home to a studio apartment. Your colleague just posted a photo at a rooftop restaurant. Meanwhile, you know she's been complaining about her electric bill for 3 months. We live in the age of the performance of wealth. A time when looking rich has never been easier and being rich has never been more rare. Americans currently carry over $1.28 trillion in credit card debt. The average household's total debt exceeds $100,000, yet designer goods are flying off the shelves. Luxury car showrooms are empty. And social media is overflowing with people living a lifestyle their bank accounts cannot support. Real wealth whispers. Fake wealth screams. Here are 10 signs someone is pretending to have money and how to make sure you're not one of them. Part 2. Sings. The status purchases. They're not buying the car. They're buying the logo. The base model Audi with no upgrades, manual seats, and the smallest engine available. The starter Rolex that costs twice as much to service as a better built Seiko. The entry-level Saint Laurent sneaker purchased on a payment plan. The brand badge is the entire point. What's behind it doesn't matter. Here's the harsh truth. A fully equipped Toyota Camry is usually sold at the same price as a stripped-down BMW, but it has better features, lower insurance costs, and cheaper maintenance. The person who truly wants to build wealth chooses the Camry without hesitation. The person who aims to build wealth chooses the BMW and pays the price for that decision for years to come. Luxury brands know this psychology perfectly. They deliberately keep an entry price just low enough for people to stretch and just high enough to feel meaningful. You're not their customer. You're their marketing department. Sign 2. The designer item that costs more than their savings. There's a simple rule. If buying something would wipe out your emergency fund, you can't actually afford it. But fake rich ignores this. The $3,800 handbag purchased on a credit card. The $600 sneakers bought while the rent is 2 weeks late. The gold chain financed over 18 months. These aren't celebrations of success. They're costumes for success that hasn't arrived yet. What's particularly painful is the math behind luxury goods purchased with financing. Buy a $2,000 watch with a high-interest credit card, make the minimum payments, and you'll end up paying $2,800 for something that's now worth $900. You spent more to have less, and to impress strangers who weren't paying attention anyway. Truly wealthy people own luxury items too. But those items represent a tiny fraction of their net worth, not most of their monthly cash flow. Sign 3. Counterfeit goods. If someone's carrying a fake designer bag, they're not hiding their financial situation, they're re-announcing it. Anyone who knows luxury goods spots a counterfeit quickly. The wrong stitching, the off-center logo, the plastic Y hardware, the giveaway smell of cheap leather. Here's the irony. A quality knockoff costs between $150 and $300. For the same price, you could buy an original bag from a quality independent brand, well made with real leather and a sturdy construction, no logo. But that's not the point, is it? Fake rich people don't want quality. They want to be recognized. That's why they buy a poorly made knockoff instead of the original version. The brand isn't decoration, it's the entire purchase. Sign 4. Constant money talk. They cannot stop bringing it up. You're talking about a movie, but somehow the conversation turns to investment portfolios. You're talking about a restaurant, but they're discussing credit card reward strategies. You share some good news, but within 30 seconds they're talking about their own version of this good news, which is naturally bigger news. The tell isn't just how much they talk about money, it's the tense they use. Always future. Always almost. I've got something massive closing next month. Once this deal comes through, everything changes. I'm building something right now that's going to be huge. The present never quite matches the image. So the image lives permanently in the future, where it can't be verified. People who are genuinely secure about their finances rarely bring them up. They don't need external validation because their internal foundation is solid. Sign 5. The one-upper. You just got promoted. Before anyone can respond, they're explaining the bigger promotion they got last quarter, the bonus structure, the dinner the VP threw for them. You booked a trip to Italy. They spent a month in Italy, and actually, Positano was the part most tourists miss. they'd be happy to send you their itinerary. Being one step ahead is not about being confident. It's about panicking. Every good thing that happens to you is perceived as a threat by the person who is one step ahead. If your success is real before they reach your level of wealth, what does that say about them? Real wealth creates enough internal security that other people's wins feel genuinely good. Fake wealth requires constant domination. Every conversation a competition they must win. Sign 6. Leasing luxury cars on repeat. Leasing isn't always a bad financial decision, but the way the fake rich use it absolutely is. Here's how it works. You pay for the most expensive years of a car's depreciation, then hand the keys back. No equity, no ownership, nothing. Then you sign a new lease and do it again. Someone who leases continuously for 15 years has made hundreds of thousands in payments and owns zero vehicle at the end. They've rented status on a subscription they can never cancel. The monthly payment looks manageable. That's the trap. It's not about affording the car. It's about affording the appearance of the car, month by month, indefinitely. If you truly love a luxury car, buying it secondhand 2 years after it was released will cost you much less. However, a secondhand car won't give you the showroom badge and the fresh start energy that fake rich people crave. Sign 7. The hustle scheme pipeline. Forex signals. Dropshipping stores. Crypto day trading, an MLM that's different from the others. An option strategy their cousin showed them that statistically can't lose. The fake rich are constantly in the middle of something that's about to pay off. Here's the pattern. They discover a new scheme, go all in publicly, recruit friends, post about potential gains. 6 months later, quietly, they've moved on to the next thing. The loss is never discussed. The confidence never wavers. The next opportunity arrives, and the cycle resets. Real wealth is built slowly and without drama. Boring index funds, consistent savings rates, time in the market. It doesn't make for compelling content, which is exactly why the fake rich avoid it. Sign 8. Social media as a financial statement. The curated feed of business class check-ins, restaurant dishes, shopping hauls, and productive morning setups is less a lifestyle, and more a press release. Because here's the thing, discipline doesn't perform well online. A video of someone transferring $800 into their index fund gets 200 views. A haul video of someone spending $800 at the mall gets 200,000. Social media has created a financial incentive to appear wealthy regardless of reality, and the fake rich have responded accordingly. Watch for patterns. Posts timed around payday. Luxury content followed by subtle discount codes. Day in my life. Videos where everything is aspirational but nothing is specific. The performance is the product. Meanwhile, genuinely wealthy people are largely absent from social media or deeply boring on it. They have nothing to prove and no reason to prove it to strangers. Sign 9. Unsolicited financial criticism. You say you're happy with your rental. They tell you you're wasting your money. You drive a used Honda. They question why you haven't leveled up. You save 30% of your income. They tell you your money is just sitting there, going to waste. The advice is always unsolicited, always confident, and always conveniently points toward whatever they're doing. This isn't generosity, it's insecurity wearing a mentor costume. If you're succeeding with a different approach, it threatens the story they've built about their own choices. So, they have to undermine yours to protect theirs. Genuinely successful people understand that financial decisions are personal, shaped by goals, risk tolerance, timeline, and values. They don't need you to replicate their choices. The fake rich desperately do. Sign 10. Overdoing every single signal. Head-to-toe logos, stacked jewelry, a cloud of expensive cologne. Every item specifically chosen to announce wealth to everyone in a 5-foot radius. They've seen rich people in movies and decided to cosplay the aesthetic. Here's what you need to know. Look at photos of real billionaires on an ordinary Tuesday. Not at galas, not at launches, just in their daily lives. Many of them are indistinguishable from other people, simple clothes, ordinary cars, normal surroundings. Because when you have nothing to prove, you stop proving it. The fake rich have everything to prove. So every accessory becomes evidence. Every outfit becomes a statement. The louder the display, the more obvious the desperation underneath it. Real wealth doesn't try. That's the entire point. It doesn't need to. Part 3. The Real Coast. Here's what nobody tells you about fake rich. It actively destroys your ability to become actually rich. Every dollar spent on status symbols is not a dollar quietly accumulating in an index fund. Every rent payment is equity that never accumulates. Every designer purchase made with a credit card is interest paid to look impressive to people who don't care about you. The fake rich spend 20-30% of their income on looking wealthy. The actually wealthy spend 2-5% on the same categories. That gap, compounded over 20 years, is often the difference between financial freedom and financial anxiety. Real wealth isn't a watch. It isn't a car badge or a logo. It's the quiet ability to make choices without financial pressure. It's an emergency fund that makes life surprises boring instead of terrifying. It's compound growth happening in accounts no one else can see. Ask yourself honestly, are your financial decisions driven by what actually serves your future, or by what makes you look like you're already there? Real wealth whispers. It doesn't need anyone to notice. It doesn't ask for likes. It just quietly, slowly, boringly builds. Choose the thing that builds. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment to us. The community here builds together, and your comment might be exactly the nudge someone else needs to begin.